I'm happy to see you. So I'm doing a late night kitchen reset here. If you hear any noise outside, just let it pass. It's par for the course here. I've also got my co-host Lou here. As you can see, I've got quite a lot to clean. It's kind of dark in here. I could probably do something about that. Let's see. There we go. And in the future, that will be even more fixed. So yeah, like cleaning. Okay, so for anyone who deals with anxiety or they have a lot of people give them a lot to deal with. Although today for me was a good day, so I'm very happy about that. But still, I've had my bad days, so I'm here to, you know, be present and, like, for example, wiping the counters. Like, you can imagine wiping away, like, maybe it's really noisy outside your house. You can just imagine wiping away any of that residue. So that's one example. And yeah, kitchen reset. Let's go. Vibes. Here, let me clean your eyes. Let me clean your eyes. Let me clean your eye. All right. Can I clean your eye? Yay. Thank you. Here. Sometimes he gets buildup on his eye. You know, cat purring can be very healing. I've heard there's science on that. I'm not just saying that. These smell so good, by the way. They're so calming. Thank you. See, he's not leaving. Oh. And then I was just bragging on you. Okay. So it looks like I got some of it. I wish the camera, but it's probably like, oh, we don't need to see that. But yeah, he looks good now. Here, you want to say hi to the camera? Wow. Okay. Very good. Okay. Let me rinse my hands real quick. I've got quite the project here. Because I went shopping, I got my grocery haul, and I've got some meals planned for the channel, so I'm very much looking forward to that. They're going to be healthy meals. They're going to be like, if you ever feel anxiety, you deal with a lot in the world, they're comfort foods that are also healthy. Like, for example, turkey has tryptophan, it's calming, and you don't have to think about all that. It's actually going to be comfort foods that are good. Like, I was thinking of making cottage pie. It has mashed potatoes, ground turkey, tomato paste, and you put it in the oven in a skillet and you bake it. That's cottage pie. So it's delicious, but you don't need to think about it. But actually, it's anti-anxiety. And I'm just trying to help the people that watch my channel. I've been using these techniques and it's working for me, and I wanted to share. So you don't even have to think about all of the science research that I did on it, but I got you. Okay, here we go. And just ignore the noise. It's like the wind blowing through the tree. You're the tree with deep roots. You know, what I'm talking about right here, like, I'm not out there revving my motor. I'm not out there abusing an invention that an inventor worked hard on to free others, to liberate others, to further their freedom. In order to isolate them, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm here to help you deal with that. And yeah, like, I don't have no negativity toward them because that's not me, right? That's not me. Like, but if you're empathic, if you're sensitive, if you're emotional, that negative emotion, because that's negative, that you might absorb that. You don't want to become that though, right? Highly recommend having a water filter. So these are my Clorox wipes. Clean up with me, kitchen reset. Let's disinfect this kitchen. So before I moved here, and only moved here like a couple of years ago, but before I moved here, I had a project and I had some work to do here. And someone, an amazing, loving person did their best and they were trying to paint this, but it didn't work out, the type of paint or whatever, and that's okay. So what I did to solve that is I decided to just place a placemat over it, but first I disinfected like that, and then I got this placemat on Amazon. Right here, let me show you. I like this light blue, very calming. So I place that over it. I was thinking about sandpapering this down, and that's a project for the future. But for now, I got this. So this is my temporary solution. Very nice, very nice. And okay, so I did my grocery haul today. Got my food. So I'm moving from maintenance to creation. But first we're in the maintenance mode. Setting everything away and all that. I got a whole lot of stuff to put away because I went shopping today. I had a good day. I stayed focused on what I'm supposed to be doing. And everything went pretty good, you know, nothing extreme. And I'm very grateful for that. You know, the noise, uh, the noise of the world, like sometimes can distract you. Like you could have done very good in the day, or you may have achieved something, and then somebody says something or does something that pulls your attention away, and then you may get upset about it. And if you think about it, that's not your vibe. Like, you did good today, but does it matter? That's not where you are. Like, their toxicity kind of overtook your vibe, and that's okay. Like, it's more than okay. As a matter of fact, it just means that you're empathetic and you're caring. But I just want to remind you that that can happen, and please remember, like, to kind of like, because things and events can pull on your energy. So reorient yourself back to your accomplishment. You know, I had a good day, you know, and maybe there's going to be some noise or whatever, but the reality is I had a good day. And that's just an example. It could be anything. Like everybody has different distractions or whatever. So I got my backpack that I was using today and put that away. And so yeah, your house is your sanctuary. And you know, there may be noise out there and it may feel unstable, but reground yourself. Look at that. Hi, Lou. Look at that as just, you know, static. And you're the signal. And that's just static. Hi, Lou. And if you have a pet, that's very helpful. Hello there. It's like a positive distraction. A friend. You see, like, another thing is, like, I always look at it like, so I am a Reiki healer. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on my channel, but did you know you can charge your objects in your house? Like, I appreciate this, you know, calming placemat that I have here. And I think my cat is aware of that. Like, pretty much with any object that I have that I treasure, my cat knows. Like, he'll sit on those, he'll be around those, like, and it's an honor because honestly, it means, like, for example, if you have a cat, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like, maybe you're folding your clothes and your cat's all over them. You could look at it like, what are you trying to do? You're getting in my way. But really, it's an honor because your cat cares about you and what you care about. Your cat wants to be part of that. So, yeah, because, like, you know, I'm sure you've seen the TV shows where the cat doesn't want to pay any attention to them. It's off in the corner, and when they try to go near it, it's like aggressive or something like that. This is like the opposite. If your cat is all over your items that you like, it's actually a compliment. I just wanted to share. I just wanted to share that. So yeah. So I cleared my table. I cleared my counter I wipe away the negativity. Push, like, visualize. This channel is called Guided Visualization. So visualize yourself pushing the negative energy out, the disrespect, the noise, um, and not in a negative or aggressive way. It's just I'm not taking that in. Like, I don't know why I can hear it in my house with my doors closed and my windows closed, but this is my sacred space, and I give them, their space to do whatever they want. But this is my sacred space, and so I clear my table underneath this table mat, and then I put the table mat, and I basically charge that with good energy. I appreciate the fact that I have this, it's calming. So yeah, I'm kind of going into detail here, but I just want to share my process with you because this really helps. Like, this is just one item. But if you do this with every item in your house, like, your house becomes an impenetrable sanctuary. I have a stray cat that runs around in the backyard, and he has had a bad life, or a hard life, let's say. He's had a hard life, but he's doing good now. He's gaining weight, but I think he may have gave my cat fleas. And I treated him for fleas, and I treated my cat for fleas. I don't know. Things happen. Things happen. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised how quickly this is looking good in here. And like, after a harassment spike, noise campaigns, that can take you away from, like, it can take your attention away or any anxiety. Like, I've been thinking about making this channel anxiety centered, and if you have something or someone causing trouble, like, they may live rent free in your mind. And if their intentions are to drag you down, why would you pay your precious attention to someone like that? So, cleaning your house is a sacred act of self-respect. Cleaning your space and clearing your space is a sacred act of self-care. By the way, we've got loud thumping music outside, and it's a weekday. Not surprised. If you, there's a lot of videos about chosen ones online. If you are achieving, if you are doing good, if you're under fire and you're still treating your space as sacred, and you see it as impenetrable, and you've got a good friend, and you're doing good even under fire, they don't like that. Like, there's a theory called extinction burst. When you're a sensitive person, you're empathetic, and their toxicity is no longer affecting you, that's like an extinction. They're irrelevant now. And there will be an extinction burst where they're like, this button isn't working anymore. I used to press his buttons and then, I have his attention, that's an extinction burst. And if you deal with gang stalking, it may not stop, but it doesn't have to. Like, it's on video right now. Like, I can take the phone to the door right now and give you an example of the loud thumping bass. Okay. And I do that because, like, as a targeted individual myself, I know that this is real. I know what you're dealing with. But you don't have to deal with it forever, even if it doesn't stop. If you're a targeted individual, you may have heard that it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter that you're a good person. It doesn't matter that you try hard and you do your best. It doesn't matter. But so what? If you can achieve these methods that I'm talking to you about, you can see right now that I'm unbothered. There was a time, even on my own channel, where I would rant, like, yes, it is unfair. It absolutely is. I won't even get into it, and I don't have to. You already know. However, you can rise above it. You can. And, like, the things that I'm talking about may seem ordinary or simple, but if you're a targeted individual, that's the goal. Like, if you are being tortured with psychological abuse, boring is almost heaven to you. It can be. So, simple, and I say boring, but honestly, I don't call it boring. But maybe someone who has been through all of this harassment, maybe they see it as such, especially if they're empathetic. And there's a lot of psychology behind that. I could get into it, and eventually I will. I just need to do a lot more research. I feel like I have a firm foundation and a good understanding of it. But before I try to, speak on it and maybe kind of like inform, that needs another layer of understanding and practice. But basically, these people want you to act out of character, and your best option is to go even further into the good. This is physical proof that order still exists. I'm doing a favor for the future me. When I wake up, I start the day with a win, despite the noise. That's just static, and you are the signal. Don't bring that energy into your home. Or rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. A sovereign respects his headquarters. warm vibes. And if you're watching this and you've got this in the don't think that fatigue is real. If all you can do is wash the dish you just used, do that. That's fine. It's progress, and you will build confidence from it. Just listen to the sound of water, and just like as you're washing that one dish, just imagine all of the negativity just flowing out. Just flowing out. It is just amazingly washing it right off. Do you have a favorite cleaning smell? Lemon? Lavender? It's not even the weekend. Like I'm what I'm learning. I'm not even going to say what I've learned because I don't think I've mastered it. I just think that I'm starting to understand this. And I like to share this because they know how serious it is. But you know what? I'm just going to switch my channel over to general anxiety as a treat to myself because covering general anxiety is still going to inform and assist targeted individuals, but actually there's a much larger audience who deals with all of the nonsense that we deal with. Everybody deals with this. The difference for targets is it's organized harassment. So we get it really targeted. But really, everybody deals with this low-class tactics. Everybody does. And the more, the harder you try or the more special you are, the more you will deal with it. So, cleaning vibes, cleaning vibes. Just remember, this is my sanctuary. Like, ultimately, I want to be able to even reach people that are like living in the suburbs. They don't have like a lot of loud booming bass outside to deal with, but even they have other people to deal with, and some of them are toxic. Everybody has that, and everybody has to deal with anxiety. As long as my target audience is anxiety, and by the way, calling it my target audience may be somewhat of a trigger, but that's what it's called, right? Just like I have this red water filter right here. For some people, red is a trigger. Don't let them have a color. There's only so many base colors. Red is one of them. You're going to see that everywhere. That's why they try to use that. See, I still will have tips for targets. Don't let them have that. Red is the first color that humans could see. They saw the cherries, they saw the apples on the trees, and they survived. Because of it. They got to eat. They had an abundance of food. Whereas at that point, everyone still saw black and white. So gang stalkers would love you to be triggered by the color that humans are most alert to. It's psychology. And it's psychological abuse. They know that. And they're using that against you. And you may not know that. And that is why it is sick. psychological abuse, but I'm here to inform you. There's nothing wrong with the color red. As a matter of fact, you can look at it in a logical way. So, you know, I've got the mystic side to me. I've also got the rational side to me. Develop your character traits. You know, when people try to, you know, dump their trash on you, just say, I'm not your dumpster bin, and block them out and develop your strengths and your skills. So right now, I'm cleaning the stove off. As you can see, it needs some cleaning. Well, it does look pretty clean now that I think about it. But, you know, I want it to be spotless for my videos because I'm going to be making cottage pie eventually, which will have some ingredients that you don't really have to think about, but they have calming you know, ingredients in there. I think it's called, I can't remember exactly what the chemical is called, but turkey basically has a very calming chemical. Basil is another one. I've been researching these ingredients for calming. Thank you for saying you like my headphones. I greatly appreciate that. And hello, everyone. Thank you. So, that's awesome that I got some comments. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I think I'm going to have to get an SOS pad on this one spot. Let me check if I already have one. Somewhere here. No. Okay. I want this kitchen to be spotless by tomorrow. You know, they would love me to be like, oh my god, the noise outside, blah, 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 blah. I covered it in order to help you guys because I know you're dealing with it. But I'm going to get back to what I'm doing. Scrub and listen to that sound. I don't know if you can hear the sound of the scrubbing, but really, like, you know, a lot of people watch ASMR videos. But you really can do the same thing when you're, you can really do the same thing when you're doing that yourself. When you're scrubbing, I don't know if I could, my cat's over there making his own. He wants to be noticed. But you really can tap in, tune in to that sound, even if there's like loud noise or somebody said something earlier. No, that's a cloud passing by in the sky. It's gone. It's all blue sky, and you're tapped in, you're tuned in to this sound. So that's an example. And that's one of the techniques that I use. And guess what? the end of the day, I'm scrubbing my stove and it's gonna be clean for my video, right? Not only did I just have a calming meditation session, but I got my stove clean and didn't even, like, at the end of it, it's like, oh my god, it's clean, and that was amazing, you know? So yeah. Lately I've been working on my posture, but the thing is, like, I overworked my muscles a year or two ago, working on my posture a little too hard because I came out of an injury, and it was a long injury. So I tried too hard to, like, always stand up real straight right away. I was trying to catch up a little too fast, and I overworked my muscles and they got tight. So now I'm like I learned a way to kind of like stack rather than like use your muscles to, like, you just stack. I let gravity do the rest. So it's something that I've been working on, and then it's off and on. I give my muscles a break as well because I still feel like I feel them being used. So whenever I need to, quickly, like as soon as I feel it, I let them take a break. And that's just a tip, while you're cleaning, and this is a kitchen reset. This is like a calming, like meditative vibe. If you're gang stalked, if you're a targeted individual and you're gang stalked, and you can achieve a meditative vibe, the world isn't gonna reflect the grace and the kindness you achieve, the grace that you give them. They may not give it back, but eventually you won't need that. You don't need that. You don't need them to show you who you are. You can see them as they are, where they are, and still treat them with kindness. And go on about your day. And there will be people that are kind. I think there are probably a lot of targeted individuals that got it a lot worse than I do. Like I said, today wasn't that bad. I am very grateful. Okay, so I scrubbed this down with my SOS pad. Now I'm wiping it with my rag. And also, mindfulness tip here, microwave your rag. If it has that smell, that it's like a rag can get that smell in just a day or two. If it does, microwave it, sanitize it. That kills all the bacteria. And it smells good again. And it's so worth it. Like, you want to smell that good, fresh, clean smell as you're cleaning. Trust me, it's worth it. So this rag, I already disinfected it in the microwave for 40 seconds. I was just rinsing off the SOS pad, like cleansing item. And yeah, so, I cleaned off the counter. And by the way, I don't want my cat up there. I don't. And I get it. I don't want my cat up there where I clean, like where I cook. But, like, you have to understand, for him, it is a way of honoring you. It's a way of caring about you. He's showing you that he cares. And I get it, like, I get it. Sanitary wise, don't want him up there. But I have to block that out. I block that out because he's gonna do what he wants to do. Like, and I can, like, always let that get to me, or I can just appreciate what he's trying to convey. It's not his intention, right? Like, with, for example, with gang suckers, that's their intention. And I'll get into that in a moment. So with your cat, or like, if you have a cat, it's a perfect place to start because it's actually not their intention. And then you can actually move forward to the gang suckers because even if it is their intention, oh well, actually that's a negative intention that they have, and that's not what's good for you, right? So still, it still works. But it's just with a cat, it's like an honor. Whereas with the gang sucker, it's like, I don't want to say a privilege. Um, I'll put it this way: it can serve as contrast. It can serve you as a clear indication that your vibration is in stark contrast to theirs. I hope you understand what I mean. Just to break that down a bit more, like, if you can handle that and you carry on without any rudeness or disrespect and you still don't have any negative intentions or ill will toward them, that says something good about your character. And they'll try to make you believe otherwise, but it is what it is, right? You handled all of their disrespect. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Because nobody is. So they will try to make you feel like you're not who you are. Because nobody's perfect. So they can try that. Just don't let them do that to you. And they can make it very easy. They can make things slippery, you know, and they do. Just let it refine your character. In my experience, there are lines that they don't cross, but that may not be everybody's experience. If that is your experience, be grateful, and work with what you can get. Like, I'm serious. If you're a targeted individual and you don't got it the worst, just try to use these tips that I'm giving you. Like, you know, make your house a sanctuary. Don't hold any negativity. Let them do what they're doing. I'm not saying let them do what they're doing, but, like, I don't want to say that, but basically focus on what you're doing. Wow, it looks nice and clean. Cooking is not a chore, it is an act of defiance. This cleaning is rebellion. And if you don't understand that, try it. Try it. Clean your whole kitchen while you're in a noise campaign. Finish that, and you'll feel the sense of accomplishment. And then if you do care about people and you are empathetic and you let them get to you and you get upset and you step out of character, you'll feel that as well. It doesn't feel good. So yeah, these people play games. And they don't care if you are caring and everything. They will use that against you. Use that for your good. When they do something wrong, treat them with respect. Although I also want to add to that, have your boundaries. Have your boundaries. But nothing but respect and boundaries, and that's it. And you'll feel good about that. But don't give them a lot. Yeah, don't give them a lot to work with. Be minimal. Be simple. You know. I so want to like move to like just a general anti-anxiety channel, but I know like how intense it is for a target, and I so just keep on wanting to go back to advice. But at the same time, how many targets are there out there? Like, I feel like there are more fake targets than there are real ones. But probably not. No, definitely not. There are a lot of targeted individuals out there. It's becoming more and more common with technology because that makes it even easier. But technology also makes it easier for us to expose that and for us to, you know, learn philosophy and learn how to live well and learn how to kind of block that out and have boundaries and be respectful. So we treat our tools with respect. And safety is part of sovereignty. You know, they would love for you to see their red colors, their signals, their hand signs, their facial gestures, their symbology. You could use that. You could put something that you like in your house. You could put your favorite colors in your house. They might try to take that away from you. Don't let them. But you get my point here, right? What they're doing, you could do. You've actually got more power, though, right? You control your mind. Although it can happen that you can give that control over, and that has to do with if you're sensitive and empathetic, and it's a disgrace that you target those people, right? Because if you were a straight up bad person, narcissist, like actually some of them may actually be, if you were like that, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't even care what they're doing. But for people like us that are empathetic, it takes time. But don't let that make you feel like you're weak, right? What you have is real. What you have is genuine. What you have is special. And they would love for you to feel like that is your weakness, that they're taking advantage of. But basically, when it comes to that, you have to take your power back. That's what you have to do. No, okay? Boundaries. Guess what? I can be compassionate on myself. Just like I have grace on you. You're being disrespectful, but I'm letting it go. What? I can have compassion and grace on myself. So like, for example, if they have you step out of character or whatever, have grace on yourself and realize you don't like that. That's contrast. That was, you know, basically reactionary abuse. And there's a lot more that goes into that. Let me check on my cat. Oh, you're trying to get into the food. You don't have to do that because I'll get you some. I'll get you some. Here's the thing, when I get my cat his food, like he sometimes, like for example, there's food in the plate right now. He wants it from the bag because I tell him don't do that. Like I tell him here, I'll give it to you. So he thinks he can't get it out of the bag. Here you go. I think I talked about it on my channel before, but basically it's so fresh when when a new bag of cat food arrives. It's so fresh, and he likes to rip it open and eat it straight out of the bag. What he doesn't realize is he just ripped a hole in the bag of cat food. Now the whole bag is going to be stale. And he doesn't understand when I tell him, like, don't do that, no. That's going to make the whole bag stale, and that's what he doesn't like. And he doesn't realize that he's causing that. But anyway, so as you can see, I have it in separate bags now in the cabinet where he can't reach it. He's got to so many spaces that I put it. I tried to hide that cat food in different places. He got to it, shredded it up, and I try to preserve it, put it in different bags, keep it fresh. He tries to open the cabinet, as you just heard. You know, you gotta go with the flow. This is so much fun, you guys. This is so much fun. Like, I'm taking care of my cat, talking to my friends, helping them out. I know they deal with what I deal with. And the house is clean and I don't even realize it. Like, the house is getting clean and it's like, you know, time flew. Cottage pie coming soon. I call cabbage survivor food. It's tough, it's layered, and it lasts forever in the fridge. That's a big tip, by the way. It lasts a long time. I had lettuce and it lasts a few days. Cabbage lasts longer. But it also coats the stomach. It's anti-anxiety, okay? Very important if you're a target. You know, when the world is like revving engines, this gets you back in sync with your time. I'm so glad I just realized the phone got unplugged. I think my cat unplugged it. Maybe I did, I don't know. But very important that I got it back. Okay, so we're getting to the point where I'm going to be able to get some of the food out of the kitchen. They want us stressed, they want us eating junk, they want us feeling weak, they make their noise. But you know what? I'm taking care of myself no matter what. I know I deserve it. I know I'm up in this house, cleaning this house, doing good things, trying to help others. I know what I deserve, so. Let them. Let them. And remember, don't let them make you hateful. You know, gotta have respect for everyone, no matter what. And I wouldn't say like respect or like, you know, I will say forgiveness and just forget about it. That, because actually that's good for you and for them. Nobody's perfect. So. You know, I don't know about you, maybe you've known about salad spinners your whole life, but I didn't. This is amazing. Like, you put your lettuce or whatever vegetable in there, leafy vegetable, and you press the top and it spins and it gets all the water like spun out of there. And then your dressing is not all runny. It's it's a miracle for me. I didn't know about them. And I think a lot of people don't, so I just wanted to share that. Actually, maybe tomorrow's video might be stir fry. Hey, you see, I'm about to. I started giving some attention, some energy to this area. Here he is. And do you see? It's like he's trying. Like it's because I care about this area. All of a sudden, this has become what I care. You know, have you ever heard that cats are called copycats? Like, or have you ever heard the phrase copy? Where that comes from? And actually, if your cat copies you, I think they actually care about you. So, imitation is the highest form of flattery. That being said, Lou, I'm going to be using a knife to chop this, or you're going to be out of here. Okay, gotta put you in the room. Thank you for visiting. Say bye to everyone. Bye. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lou. I'll see you soon, okay? You got to hang out until I gotta, chop vegetables, so you gotta go. And you gotta go. I'm letting that get hot real quick. That's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not the best at this just yet. I'm learning, but I'll do what I can. Now, pop my back. Okay, I do have a mandolin, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. And I don't think I will. Maybe someday I'll get better at that, but for now, it's not my thing. Actually, I've tried it and I think it's like ideal. Like it gets it just right. But I don't think I don't know. It's not the easiest. I kind of make a mess. I need a bigger chopping board, so there are reasons for that. So yeah, ideally mandolin, but I need a better chopping board. Well, a bigger chopping board. This one's good. I need a bigger one. I cut that part out. And then I put this in a Ziploc because I only need half. So I like to cut it like that. So as you can see, I already cut it in half. Okay, let me give it better. Then I cut it in half again. Okay. That's what I do. Okay, I'm not like, this is just me running on intuition here. This isn't me like knowing what I'm doing. But hey, it turns out pretty good. Okay, wait. Let me give myself a little bit more credit here. Like, I had a class in past in school for cooking. That was a long time ago, though. And then I've also watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I kind of have some knowledge. I'm not saying. And then I've been cooking for a while, so I'm not trying to say I'm a professional, but I'm also not trying to be too hard on myself here. Speaking of YouTube videos, so this is, cleans up your vegetables, picks up your vegetables real easy, and it's not sharp. So I see a lot of people picking their stuff up with a knife. I don't know how they do that, but yeah. I like the bend of my fingers. This stuff lasts forever in the fridge and it heals the gut. Not flashy, but it gets the job done. Rhythm, the chop. Look at that. Okay. So, I'm a home chef. Just a home chef. But still, I get it done. Now, I want to get this kind of like I like to clean as I go. Cooking isn't a chore. But then when I'm feeling junk, I'm feeling weak. But when I do this, I'm taking care of myself. Medicine food. All there, but I'm all good as you can see. Thank God. off. Live entertainment. You're gonna catch the live videos. Look at all that water. All kind of water that pulls off of there. I like to give one more spin. And there we go. Done. Thank God. Now this thing fit perfectly well earlier. Okay. Clean kitchen. We've got our cabbage made. I gave a good talk about, how to deal with all of this, and I hope it helped. I actually had a pretty good day today. And I got a good amount done. Tomorrow I'll probably be making a stir fry with that cabbage. I'll add carrots to it. But I had a pretty long day today. I went and got my hair cut. I went to get my groceries, put my groceries away, organized the fridge, the freezer. And as you can see, I cleaned up the kitchen, chopped my cabbage. I think I'll call it a day. And I'm glad I got a video out. I hope it helped. If it did, please click like. Please stay tuned for future videos. And I'm here to help. I've got some anti-anxiety. I've got an anti-anxiety menu on the way. Maybe a cabbage stir fry, maybe a cottage pie. Probably both. See you soon. Thank you for watching.